Good evening, everybody. Hey, I just finished up writing a new song, and I was having some conversations this week. People like, well, what do you do, and how do you come up with songs, and where do you come up with the lyrics for them? So I figured I'd kind of describe this one that I just wrote tonight. Because sometimes they come quick and easy, sometimes they're really lighthearted that I can do, and sometimes they get, I get myself in a state where I get pretty emotional. And trying to be creative, I try to put myself into that situation or create a world where this happens. And tonight I kind of did that. I was thinking back and I was like, what was I going to write a song about? And I was going through the internet and stuff, and I just seen a picture of a young lady in her 20s or so that looked haggard, tired. It looked like she was, life hadn't treated her well. And I had that picture in my head, and I'm thinking, and she wasn't, her life has been bad, and she wasn't very happy, or, she wasn't crying, but she was close. Well, she looked close to it. It kind of tugged on my heart a little bit. And that was the idea of this title, When She Cries. So I took that title in my head and tried to develop a picture in my mind. And I used my own life in different things. And some memories started coming back of different things, different instances, like when I was at a church in Rapid City, and a young lady, and I look around me and see what's all around me and visualize and just take in my surroundings and what would you call it? I look at life and I look at people, and when you're in a crowd, there's a big crowd of people, like a Sunday, and it's a decent sized church, and there's a lot of people there. There's hundreds of people in and out and around and busy. And one day, while I was waiting for Melissa to get a cup of coffee, I was just kind of sitting back, kind of people watching, and I noticed this young lady standing, but she was kind of standing off to the side. And she wasn't the best dressed. For a church Sunday dress shirt, she was there. And, but she looked lost, like she didn't know anybody or didn't connect with anybody at any point. And I just kind of remember that, and I thought, oh, it must be somebody new. Just in my head, not thinking anything else of it, and just kind of back in my mind. Went on to church, had my day, blah, 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 went on. So, but I took that memory of the picture that I saw, and that flash, and that memory of that young lady that I saw, and she didn't look happy, she looked lost, and I kind of put those together, and then I was thinking about some other stuff, and then I remember one time, when I was living out in California back in the 90s, and I saw a lady enthralled in a meth addiction. She was standing out front of a convenience store. And at the time, back in the 90s, I was in my 20s. And back then out there, you're so used to seeing that stuff. And but I always thought, how sad. I said, that poor, that's somebody's daughter. That was somebody's granddaughter. That could have been somebody's mom or sister or family's loved one. And I thought, how sad. Of course, never did anything, but I just have that visualization, that memory in my mind of that. And basically, I took those three visualizations or experiences and built myself a universe around it. And I put myself in the place of a young man that at some point loved this person, or and seeing them going through this and wanting to be there for them because I never, stepped out of my comfort zone to help a stranger or to try to, at that point, make their life better if they needed help. Who knows if they did or not. But just from my point of view. And so I would try to put myself in the point of view of someone that loved this person and wanted to see them get better. And I created this world around them and made myself feel deeply into it, that I was this person and I took a conglomeration of those three and made that into a single person. And what would I do and how would I feel and what could I do as a person that cared for this young woman and wanted to see them not be in the throes of life's issues. Anyway, so I decided to write a song, and I placed it like a girl that was from a rural area in the South, probably, or Midwest, one of the two, no specific place. And she had made a lot of tough, difficult choices in her life that had not always been the best choices. And what was this girl's life like? And then I imagined that, she experienced abandonment from people, physical abuse, could have been manipulations or betrayal from others that she cared about, being in poverty, being judged, and by her community, her church, and this was the coming with the church. And then I thought, okay, let's place this at a church that I've personally experienced judgmental, people that say they're Christian and believe, but don't act like it very often. And the hypocrisy that comes with that. Not say, it's a very, very small minority, but in some small towns, small communities, you get that, where you have the front row section, the people that want to be seen, the people that want to be heard, the holier than thou people that claim Jesus, but no, don't live Jesus, don't live his teachings. And I put that in the perspective of the girl, and basically after a life of trying to overcome these problems of drug addiction and abuse and neglect and abandonment, she's this girl slowly trying to put the pieces of her broken life back together. And me becoming the guy that cared about her, to be by her side as she hoped to get her life back again. And now that she's been abandoned and frustrated, letting her know as the guy that he actually loves her and was willing to stand by her through all of the tribulations that she's going through, and to make a better life and to have faith. And that's kind of what I wrote the song about. And like the first verse, and this took me a long time because I put myself in this and I gather up the emotions of what this would actually feel like. And for the moment while I'm doing this, it's real. I actually had tears thinking about this, and the feelings welling up inside me. And different things. The verse, what's this? She grew up on scratch vinyl with a melancholic static. Life at home was a whirlwind, while her daddy's love was erratic. With hand-me-down commandments and congregation stares, learned that broken-knuckle prayers don't always get repaired. That's one of the lines that I came up with and worked with. Or those promises that she was sold were no more precious than rust on an old fence post. Learned to make her shelter from things that hurt her inside the most. A silhouette of a painted cross, judgments from all and then some. That girl got real acquainted with the taste of stares full of silent venom. Now when she cries, it's no simple kind of sadness, and so on and so forth. That kind of goes on the words. Now the structure of the song itself was the point of the view of the man that loves this woman, telling the audience, telling the people her story. And it goes through and tells her story in the verse 1, verse 2, and the chorus. When we get to the bridge, he switches to her, and like he's speaking directly to her. They see all the wreckage, I see what's deep inside. While they only see emptiness, I see a fighter reaching for the sky. Now I ain't no damn redeemer, I can't rewrite every single page, but I can sit right here with you and try to open up that cage to let her free. They gave you condemnation, I'll give you all my patience. A silent conversation beyond accusations. That's part of the bridge. You know, basically telling her that what these people did to you and the trust that you lost in humanity or people, I will not do that to you. I am here for you. I love you. I want to be with you. I want to see us through this. That's kind of what that was about. And then it goes back into the chorus and the outro. I just wanted, and that's kind of how I write my songs. This one took quite a while. Several different rewrites lyrically. And then once I get the main lyrics, trying to get it into a prose, or because I don't want it word rhyme. You know, rhyme scheme too much. I try to keep it some semblance of it, but I try to space out the wording so it's not just 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. To try to tell the story. The phrasings are a little different, and a little bit. Wow, it's 11 minutes already. Anyway, I'm gonna go with that. I hope you guys have spent this time listening to it. I appreciate it, and I will put the song at the end or on the next video. That way, it's completely separate. I'll put it on this video and I'll post it separately as just the song itself. But that's kind of how I write. It's lyrically. This has been about. It's 12:05 a.m. and I think I finished it up about 11, about an hour ago. So 8, 9, 10. It took me 3 hours. I put about 3 hours into writing the song. And writing the lyrics and coming up with the melody for the song. And then another hour taking it into the computer and using virtual instruments and stuff on the computer, since I can use my right hand really well in typing, and playing the piano on a computer keyboard to come up with melodies and chord progressions and background music and a bass line, and the guitar lead. Using a virtual instrument, putting that all together. Anyway, like I said, I better get done. I'm rambling. I hope you like it. Please take a listen. Please leave a comment. I'd like to hear what people's comments are, if you could. Good, bad, or indifferent. The song's kind of long because it does tell a story, and I'm not trying to make a 3-minute hit because I know where the stuff's going. If a few people on Facebook and YouTube see it, I'm cool with that. Instagram, I'm cool with that. Anyway, it just helps me because I love writing. I love writing music, playing music, and since I can't play music anymore, look at this beautiful hand. I can start to move it. I'm getting better. I can move it. I can't close it all the way, but I can move my fingers. It is what it is. Thanks for listening to me yap on, and here's the video. Bye bye.
She grew up on scratch vine with a melancholic steady. Life at home was a whirlwind, while her daddy's love was erratic. Hand-me-down commandments and congregation stairs. Learn that broken-knuckle prayers don't always get repaired. Those promises that she was sold were no more precious than rust on an old fence post. Learn to make a shelter from the things that hurt inside the most. The silhouette of a paint-peeled cross, judgments from all and then some. And the Girl got real acquainted with the taste of stares, full of silent venom. Now when she cries, it ain't no simple kind of sadness. It's decades of the madness, finding no ventilation. It's a flood of dirty water from a baptistry that's been broken. A simple life that she wanted was ripped away from her, then stolen. I will stand my ground and let the poison rivers from this broken angel pour, 'cause her every tear's a deadbolt locking out those devils from before. Yeah, I'll just hold her in quiet while the storm inside her roars when she cries. Oh, she found some bitter comfort in the needle's benediction, a momentary pardon with a permanent conviction. Traded all of Sunday's best for their validation. Learned the art of leaving before she could be left alone. Built up her walls brick by brick from no betrayals made of stone. Her counterfeit sober with a master's in deception. Never wanted to be that lost soul waiting for a resurrection. Now when she cries, it ain't no simple kind of sadness. It's decades of the madness, finding no ventilation. It's a flood of dirty water from a baptistry that's been broken. A simple life that she wanted was ripped away from her, then stolen. I will stand my ground and let the poison rivers from this broken angel pour, 'cause her every tear's a deadbolt locking out those devils from before. Yeah, I'll just hold her in quiet while the storm inside her roars when she cries. They all see the wreckage, I see what's deep inside. While they only see emptiness, I see a fighter reaching for the sky. Now I ain't no damn redeemer, I can't rewrite every single page, but I can sit right here with you and try to open up that cage. They gave you condemnation, I'll give you all my patience. A silent conversation beyond their accusations. Now when she cries, it ain't no simple kind of sadness. It's decades of the madness, finding no ventilation. It's a flood of dirty water from a baptistry that's been broken. A simple life that she wanted was ripped away from her, then stolen. I will stand my ground and let the poison rivers from this broken angel pour, 'cause her every tear's a deadbolt locking out those devils from before. Yeah, I'll just hold her in quiet while the storm inside her roars when she cries. Now the river starts to slow. Yes, the river's getting low. Just the sound of my heart beating up next to her beautiful soul. Oh, when she cries, oh, when she cries.